Enjoying secrets of a sugar daddy? How about a little something extra? Here's today's dose of extra sugar with Marcus.
Hey, this is Marcus, and welcome to this segment of Extra Sugar. Hey, if you haven't done so, go to our Patreon, and you're going to be able to hear the episodes before they are released to the public. We just got through editing the latest episode, which introduces Bad Brad to the microphone, along with the lovely Jen. And you're definitely going to want to hear this episode. It's a lot of fun, and we have put it into our Patreon, or will be putting it into our Patreon this weekend, and you'll get to hear the entire thing before anybody else. So go to patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast, and I will also have a link to it at the bottom of this episode. All right, I have a letter. I actually have a couple letters. We'll see what we can get to, but this one came in, and it's called Personal Security When Sugar Dating. So one of our fans, Grigor, I think that's how you say the name, Grigor. Yeah, we'll just say Grigor. Or Greiger. No, it's going to be Grigor. He says, "Greetings, my Secrets of a Sugar Daddy friends. I love your podcast and enjoy not only the information, but the stories. It is great to hear how great things can come from a severely misunderstood lifestyle. I am sharing a brief story in hopes you will include an episode on personal security while sugar dating." I think you should have personal security in mind on any kind of dating, especially online dating. He says, "I always use anonymous contact methods, Snapchat and or a burner text number, and I never give away my actual name or contact information prior to a meeting. I always meet in public place first, and I always compensate for the meet and greet, so if I want to walk, at least the lady's time is valued." Well, we encourage that, and I'm glad that you do that. "I set up a meet and greet with a lady while I was traveling to another state. She agreed and was excited to meet me. We communicated on Snap, and I made sure she knew this was a compensated meet and greet with nothing else expected." Yeah, that's kind of how I like to do it. It puts you at ease. If things go further, then you go with the flow. But when you set the expectation that, hey, let's just meet over a drink or coffee or a dinner and just chat, no expectations, I think it just puts everybody at ease, and it's a little bit more comfortable. It's easier to, I think, get comfortable with each other. That's my personal opinion. It sounds like that's kind of the way he operates also. "About a week before the meet and greet, I get the attached message from a strange contact on Snapchat. I read it and immediately took a screenshot, sent it to my potential sugar baby, and terminated the meeting. Fortunately, nothing was shared that attaches me to my personal data. I then removed the Snapchat friendship with the harasser and the potential sugar baby. I also reported her to Sugar Daddy Meet. Fortunately, they immediately suspended her account. I assume the harasser is a crazy ex who somehow got access to her Snapchat. Now, I've seen the attachment, so it was pretty scary. It is interesting to note that she had both my Snapchat and my burner text number. Shortly after receiving the threatening message, I got a text from an unknown person pretending we met on Tinder and asking for a video chat using Facebook. Yeah, as if I'm going to give my Facebook information to a perfect stranger. I assume the harasser was attempting to identify me using the burner text number. I am still taking the trip, and I don't worry about my personal safety. Nobody knows where I am staying except me. I believe your listeners could learn a lesson from this experience. They should not be so eager to meet by giving personal data too soon and forget about personal safety. Your loyal listener, Grigor." Yeah, if you listen to any of our episodes, we talk about this all the time. I made the mistake in the beginning, and many people made the mistake of using our real number, giving our real information, and especially in sugar dating, you have to be careful. I don't mind opening up and giving it to them once we meet and I become comfortable with them. But there are just so many strange people on the internet. You don't know who you're talking to. It could be a scammer from another country or, a scammer locally. We have heard many instances and detailed many instances, even from our guests who have given us firsthand accounts of phone calls that they have received threatening blackmail, threatening that if they don't send this money to them, that they're going to be exposed, and all kinds of shenanigans. So, yes, personal safety is of the utmost importance when sugar dating. I don't use my real name. I actually use Marcus. And then I have a secondary number, which is a Google Voice number. And there's lots of apps out there that you can get a secondary number. But just be careful until you've met them in person and you've become comfortable. I had forwarded this message to our podcast crew just to get their thoughts on it. And so Grigor writes back, "Thanks, Marcus. I look forward to hearing your advice. Although probably not worth mentioning just between us, you might want to know that this incident prompted me to increase vigilance with my current and long-term sugar baby, asking her to take extra precautions with my identity and meetings. She is not married, but you never know if there is a crazy ex out there. I am a widower of a marriage that lasted 30 years till my wife died. I'm very clear how I am not looking for long-term romantic relationships, but I still want to enjoy sex. It took a little while and many sugar dates to find a woman who fit my needs. Not only do I help her financially, I am helping her start her own business. It's a long story and one I could share with you in person, but she came to me broke, with low self-esteem and feeling helpless. Now she is vibrant, working towards a new future and financial independence. You can mention the story on your show because if done properly, sugar dating is not all about sex." Yeah, that is something else that we bring up a lot. I don't think there's anything more fulfilling than helping somebody that just hasn't had that chance in life, or they're down in the dumps, but they really want to make something of themselves, and giving them that little boost and seeing them blossom and flourish and become independent. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of times where I have tried to help somebody financially, give them opportunities, and they completely wasted them. And I have little patience for that. If I'm going to spend my hard-earned money and time to help you, I want to see you make something of it. Make something of yourself. Become a better person. This life that we lead, some people wonder, what is this all about? Well, being productive and useful and helping others flourish. I mean, there's just so many great joys that you can take out of life. But if you're just always taking, and wallowing around in your misery and not doing anything about it, life sucks. Yeah, it's not going to be fun. So it just all depends on what you want out of life and how hard you want to work. So I am glad that you were able to give this person an opportunity and watch them flourish. That is a great feeling. All right, he says, lastly, you may have a sponsorship opportunity with Olympia Pharmacy. I use an injectable called Trimex. It gives a 68-year-old man like me an erection like he had in his 20s. I am sure your listeners would love to hear about this drug, and Olympia may be willing to sponsor you. Just Google Olympia Pharmacy Trimix. Your friend Grigor. Fortunately, I'm in my mid-50s and I haven't had to go down that road. But as Dr. Sex Fairy on her podcast where she talks about this, 20% of men in their 20s have some erectile dysfunction disorders, and it increases 10% every 10 years. So, for instance, 30% of people in their 30s, 50% of the people in their 50s and up. So when we get in our 70s, 70% of the 70 people in their 70s, men in their 70s, will have some kind of erectile dysfunction. And there's treatments for that. So it sounds like you found a good one. Maybe we'll reach out. Maybe they'll reach out to us. But, I mean, it is a problem that, life brings at us. So I am glad that you found something, and we'll definitely look into this. All right, well, I didn't really have time to get to my other letters, but we will definitely have more extra sugars, and look for that new episode with Bad Brad and Jen on Tuesday. It's a good one. We have a lot of fun, a lot of great stories, and this is Bad Brad's debut. He was a little nervous, but the editing made him sound pretty good, and I think you're going to enjoy him. He's a great friend of the show. We met him at our party, and we are so glad to have him a part of this sugar dating family. All right, follow us on Instagram at Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. And if you want to share your crazy sugar dating stories, questions, or comments, go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. Okay, until next time, bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed your Extra Sugar with Marcus. As always, visit our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com, to comment or tell us your story.